If you knew that the home that you're getting ready to buy could be possibly devastated by an earthquake, a wildfire, a tornado, or a hurricane, as it turns out, according to the 2017 U.S. Natural Housing Index by Adam Data, the areas that are most prone to natural disasters are actually the cities with the fastest growing median home prices. Turns out that people are willing to risk all to enjoy some natural beauties. So if this is something that you're thinking about, let's review some pointers that you should know first. My name is Andrew Finney, and my passion is helping you make sense of real estate. If you need help finding a top agent near you, or if you simply want to drop me a line to say hello, my contact info is below. If you're new here, please go ahead and subscribe to this channel now and like this video. Thank you. Alright my friend, we know that Earth's natural beauties are a sight to behold, and when you combine that with affordable housing, it's a powerful combination, but it comes with a little bit of a risk, so let's take a closer look. There's 4 ways that you can be smart and proactive and get what you want. The first way to do it is to minimize your risk. Take for instance an earthquake-prone area like San Francisco or San Diego in California. If you're going to be purchasing a property in those locations, we can apply some common sense here by trying to be as far away from the fault line as possible and buying homes that have been built or updated with the most recent earthquake safety standards. If we're talking about hurricane-prone areas like New Orleans, we want to look for properties as far inland as possible to avoid the high winds and storm surge flooding. The type of home that you want to look for in this kind of an area are those that have storm windows, concrete framing, and roofing will go a long ways to preventing any issues with your home and mitigating the damages that could happen as a result of a hurricane. In the areas most prone to wildfires, what we want to be looking for in specific are places that are close to a fire station and have easily accessible roads for first responders to get in and let you get out. A couple of things that you'll want to ask your trusted real estate advisor to help you find with the house that you're looking for are non-flammable roofing and siding for the property itself. As a pro tip here, contact the local fire station because they more than likely have some safety guidelines for you that they could share with you regarding your landscape to help give you a little bit more of a fire break in the case of a wildfire. They'll also have more information available to you of how best to prepare for wildfires, and a great website to go to find out more is readyforwildfire.org. The second thing that you want to consider is how best to protect yourself financially. One of the first ways to protect yourself financially is to have the right type of insurance coverages. Now obviously in some of these areas that are prone to natural disasters, that can run at a premium. So make sure that you're factoring that into the cost of your home ownership and also considering what type of coverage you realistically need by talking with an insurance agent to ensure that you have appropriate coverage should a natural calamity befall your property. Take for instance, the Federal Emergency Management Association, also known as FEMA, has very reasonable and affordable coverage for areas that are in known flooding hazard zones. Yet we know that floods don't always follow a flood map. So because of that, you want to make sure that you're having a great conversation with your insurance agent to ensure that you have the right coverages available for you. In the case of earthquake insurance, it can be very expensive and carry very high deductibles, but if you can prove to the insurance company you've taken steps to earthquake-proof your house, it'll go a long ways to helping to offset the premium that you could otherwise be paying. And that's also true with wildfires. If you can prove to the insurance company that you have taken steps to minimize risk to your home, it's a good conversation to have with your insurance agent to see if they can reduce your premium. The third thing that you want to do is to stock up on supplies. Now consider the fact that a lot of things that we take for granted right now, when everything is beautiful outside, it's a nice bright day, aren't always going to be available after a natural disaster. Things like your phone, your internet, accessibility to fuel for your vehicle. You want to be prepared and you want to have an emergency kit ready to go. There's a lot of wonderful emergency kits that you can find on Amazon.com. You can find them at REI stores, and you can find them virtually anywhere by a simple Google search. Make sure that you're getting an emergency kit that's right for you. Please consider keeping an emergency prep kit in each of your vehicles and your home. As a pro tip here, make sure that you're checking your emergency prep kit once a year and changing out the components within it, especially when it comes to drinkable water and non-perishable foods. It's critically important to ensure that you have plenty of water and anything else that you believe that you're going to need in your emergency prep kit. Prepare now so that you'll be ready if something happens. The fourth thing that you want to do is to establish an emergency plan. Now this becomes critically important, and we also need to consider the ways that you and your family members are going to communicate. Consider the fact that phones may not be available, so you'll want to have a meeting spot, a rally spot essentially, and you want to get with your city and find out where the areas are that they stand up emergency aid stations and where people will be coming to seek refuge from the natural disasters. Having that plan done up front will guide you and your family to safety. Now you might be wondering, should you avoid these areas altogether? Now that's a decision that only you can make. It would be a darn shame if people didn't want to live in those areas of all this natural beauty just because of an occasional risk. As we outlined in this conversation, there's great ways that you can be prepared and be ready to go. Consider if you got a really attractive job offer in one of those locations, you wouldn't really want to pass that up, would you? But by considering our conversation today, you'll be the most well prepared that you can to make a well-informed decision that's right for you. So now let's talk about buying a damaged house and a great due diligence checklist for home buyers. Looking forward to chatting with you again soon. See you in a few.